All right, ladies. So to get straight to the point, this is a trait that will make a man want to have you, right? Now, look, this is how you stand out from other women. We're not talking about how to make them love you. Like this is only for when you have real chemistry with a guy. Like we all know what that is, right? When we meet a guy and it's effortless. Now, when you meet a guy and it's effortless, we all know what that is. When I'm not talking about the guys that you guys have to work for, I'm not talking about the guys that you're like, I don't know if he likes me or not. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the guys that you could think of and you're like, fuck, man. I remember with him, it really worked, and but I just fucked it up. Those are the kind of guys. This is how you stand out. And I'm gonna tell you, people are sending me new hoodies. And I'm gonna tell you, right? The reason why this makes you stand out is because it is every woman wants to be feminine. All right, every woman wants to be feminine. It's more. It's not a natural. It's not a natural direction that most women are have taken to be feminine. It's more of a cultural direction to be feminine. As a result, they have naturally suppressed their masculinity. They say they want to be feminine, and there's a part of them that wants to be masculine, and they believe that if they embrace that masculinity, it'll fuck up the femininity, right? So what you guys got to do to really stand out, it's all about you guys embracing your masculine and your feminine. And what you have to do is not trying to say, all right, I gotta be masculine. All right, let me be masculine. Let me clean the car. Let me start playing basketball and be feminine, be masculine, and drink and take drugs and party and all that fucking bull. Relax. No, that's not being masculine. Jesus Christ, girl, you turned into a psycho. Being masculine is about first finding out in what way you're masculine. Everyone has masculinity. You know what I'm saying? Everyone has some masculinity inside of you. So what you gotta do is find that out. When you were a child, you had your own little masculine traits. Like when I was a kid, my feminine traits was that I liked playing with Barbies. Like the reason why I like playing with Barbies was because I had a Superman cartoon, I mean toy, and Superman needed to rescue a female. He don't need to rescue a Hawk. The Hawk is not gonna turn into become a transgender Hawk and call him Z or Zer and shit, Zer Hawk. Like so, I was like, Mom, I want a card, I want a Barbie, and they started panicking. They started calling the priest. They started calling my cousin who was a pastor, and like everyone got scared and shit. To this day, they think I'm kind of gay. But that was my balance, right? I liked. But the thing is that because of that, that part of me was suppressed. Like a part of me was like, fuck, I don't want to play Barbies no more, right? But guess what? That was my femininity being suppressed by other people. So you ladies also have your feminist, your masculine side, right? I'm not telling you be masculine. I'm just saying discover your masculinity, discover your competitive nature. Discover that part of you that wants to be more aggressive and find a way how to redirect that. Everyone has that. Every woman wants to enact their own masculine side, and it's all about embracing that. So let me give you guys an example of masculine of that trait being in effect. I'm gonna show you a bad example. Again, the first girl I dated, she was very feminine, but to a fault. She was too fucking feminine. I mean, ladies, I'm not saying, look, I'm sounding like an ungrateful asshole. I'm not saying that you guys have to because a feminine woman is really attractive. I don't want you guys to turn fucking Terminator masculine on me. No, I'm saying have a hint of masculinity. All right. So for example, the last girl, the my first girl I had, she was really hot, but again, she was too feminine. She never, and it wasn't a negative. It wasn't a negative, but she didn't stand out to me. In my head, she didn't stand out. The last girl I dated had a little masculinity in her. In fact, she was a little lesbian. And the way she dressed a little tomboyish, but she sucked a whole lot of dick. I mean, she was a fucking man. She was fucking feminine as hell in the bedroom, right? But she from when she was a child, she enjoyed dressing up more like a boy, right? But guess what? She was very feminine. It could be that you are a very feminine woman, but you are also a sculptor, right? You sculpt a very masculine job and you're feminine, right? Or let's say that you are a female, right? And you're an artist. And again, you could be a female, but then you create amazing, crazy art. I'm not saying that being female is a that women can't be artists. I'm just saying, like, if you're a guy and you do art, if you're a woman and you do art, you're already in the sublime already. Like, people are already in awe by you. So just being an artist in general is a good thing, in my opinion. Because I remember before I drew, I remember I used to like an artist and just be in awe by them. I used to be like it's almost like you have a special power when you know how to draw or paint. Like, other people will look at you and they're like, "What the fuck? Like, how are you able to do that?" You could create that. You could have like, by just knowing having a skill, but just having a skill, it creates that dynamic where they see you when you're normal, and then they see you when you're focused. Like, I could be, for example, I never dated a girl who's an artist, but I could promise you that I'll be hot. I could promise you I will get turned on by looking at her work. I'm like, yo, stay there. Yeah, still okay, right? I'll be a little turned on, right? But what I'm telling you is, don't be too one directional. Don't just take pride in your nice ass and those nice that ass and titties, right? Don't just take pride in that. You want to have more depth to you, man. Like, you want to have if you have a soft side, you also want to find that hard side of you. If you're spiritual, you also want to find that cardinal side of you. You see, a lot of people tell me this, and again, I don't do this for my own sake. I don't do it for the sake of getting a reaction out of people. But a lot of people tell me that I have a polarity where I am, I teach spirituality, but I have a certain mischievous nature to me. Like, I'm a nice person, but I have like a certain mischievous nature, like a bad child. I don't know why, but that's the impression I give off. Okay. Hopefully that changes. I don't like that, to be quite honest with you. I'm like, that's not what I want to. That's not what I want to be projecting. I don't want to project Bart Simpson out into the world, But that's what apparently I'm putting out there. But what you want to do is control the image that you give off to people, right? Have a conscious control over it. And what you got to do is all about finding that masculine side. And how do you do that? Think back in your life. Think back in your life when you weren't acting that feminine. Think back in your life when, look, guys, look, like, I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna say that. All right, let me see. Let me read some of the questions, people. What does it mean? Like, guys, I'm not going to be answering questions right now. This is just a video. I'm going to be doing a live stream, quote unquote, in a couple minutes. I'm going to go buy some ginger for my throat, and then we're going to be doing a live stream in a couple minutes. All right. And look, guys, also hide your masculine side in the beginning. All right. Don't put it out there. You want to have layers to your character. Make it's like a product. You could have the product, but have nice packaging for the product. You know what I'm saying? Package a product in a way that creates mystery. People, it's not about changing the product itself. It's all about changing it in a way that just creates mystery. That's all, All right, people. Stay here. I'll be back. I'm going to be doing another live stream in a few minutes. Don't forget to purchase my online courses if you guys want to get coached by me individually. Oh, actually, before I do the live stream, I actually have to answer some questions for my clients. So I got to do that first. And I'll be back soon, okay? But let me answer this question quickly. Don't start. It says, what does it mean when a guy goes to you, doesn't block you or deletes you, or what does it mean when the guy who ghosted you doesn't block you or delete your comment on Facebook? It just means it just means he doesn't care about you. That's all. Like, people, it's just people, you guys gotta realize, you guys gotta see the bigger picture. You guys are just looking at one little thing. Look at the bigger picture. What I mean by the bigger picture. Let's just assume he's a 28-year-old dude. Okay. At the age of 20, he said he wanted to be married by 35, right? And from 20 to this age, he's been looking for his wife. Let's just assume from 20 to 25, he's met 25 different women. Right now, you're the 26, and he just didn't like you. Next, and the next girl is next girl. No. Guess what? You're in the fifth row. You're right there. He's gonna live his whole life until he's 76, and he's gonna die. Right? Now look at your problem. It's not about you, girl. There's bigger things to worry about. it's move on. Move on. This just happened. You know, like sometimes there's no explanation. Best to just delete him and let it go, man. Delete him or block him and just move on. All right. How do you know if he's putting on a bluff? Eventually, he'll ramp up the tension. What he'll do is that he'll he'll do the no contact, and then he'll come back randomly. Like he'll like his status, right? Or he'll comment on something, and then he'll just return to his layer. But the point is that you just don't react to it. That's all. You just make it a thing that you would never contact them ever again. Maybe they'll contact you, or maybe they won't. Who cares? You know. Anyways, people, I'm about to go get some tea. I'll be back. See you guys later in a few minutes. Okay.